You do
with an
remember your
assist.
bike's still outside, right?
I believe that's why they said it's about the storm.
What? It doesn't make much sense. Did you leave something?
He's running. He's so desperate for that release that he is running.
He was
down the
waiting for
stairs.
that any excuse
You probably
just to get it off.
You probably could have just gone ding dong. The doorbell's ringing, Mark.
I gotta go.
I gotta go get it. It has to happen right this
Right
second.
now.
How did we start? I'm halfway through my drink.
Clink,
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 clank,
clink,
clank, clank, clank,
clink,
clank,
clink, clink, clink,
clanging. Hello and welcome to Strange Happy Hour. I am one of your hosts, Brent the Jesterhead Metcalf, along to my right
John Pettit, handsome John.
and on my left.
The dispatcher, Mark Plover.
I would love for somebody to go back through all these videos and determine how many times I've done right first and left first, but it'll never be me.
Or how many times you've given the description of what this podcast is first.
I know, I'm going through it right now because we are here for each and every week to bring you some nerdy video game news as well as some really cool tech tips and news of what's going on in the industry. Of course, we have so much news to talk about that we will probably not be able to hit today, including the Steam beta, which is coming out later this month, Chapter 9 of Celeste, which is free DLC, dropping actually today as we speak. Gentlemen, and a tease for The Last of Us release date. We're going to talk about that for a second because it's September 24th, and I'm so excited.
Yes, he is.
So excited. But that is not as important as what we have to talk about today because we need to talk about
The important.
We're going to go ahead and start I guess I'm the outlier here, so I'll go last. We're going to go to the dispatcher first
El Despacho.
with the Google's new face tracking.
Ooh, yeah. As if Google didn't have enough information on you, you know, like recording everything that goes on in your homes and literally every aspect of it. Because, you know, Google, we love you. Absolutely.
I am subservient.
Google is their new Home Hub product. So the Home Hub came out anyway. Actually, I'm sorry, it's called the Nest Hub now.
Yes.
They've renamed all of their home products to Nest now since they own the Nest brand name. So the Nest Hub Max, which is the new one coming out, bigger screen, nice big display, kind of like what like we have a few here in the house, that kind of thing, to show you upcoming events, things like that, whatever, you know, calendar items, anything you've got going on. Also allows you to control things in your home. But it also apparently is going to start tracking your face so that it can auto recognize you whenever you go to do things on it.
Which would make sense if you have multiple people in the house
Yeah.
and it's trying to...
Right. They've got voice detection right now, which is like how they differentiate people now. And as Dylan and I can attest, I guess we have close enough of voices that it will confuse the two of us. Facial recognition is supposed to be that much more precise in that respect. But it allows you, like, whenever you walk up to the Home Hub device, it will automatically, or Nest Hub device, it will automatically, like, I guess, transition to show you things that are related to you as the individual, since it has a
Like your appointments and stuff?
right,
Yeah.
right. As you approach the display, that kind of thing. The idea is it will know who you are as you walk up.
Which is cool. I mean, if you live in a house like, you know, you guys do, everybody's real tech savvy, everybody's using a lot of the same devices. It can be super helpful. Like, I'm sitting down over at Dylan's desk and it's like, hey, by the way, retard, you're supposed to clip that vid. It's like, oh, okay. Thanks. Appreciate
It's a
it.
very aggressive home hub you have there.
Yeah, well, she needs to keep me in line.
Yeah, you're not wrong.
No kidding.
I like the idea, but I don't want it to actually look at my face. I just wanted it to take measurements of the place between my ears and then like the height of my ears and then my hair and then figure out who I am off that.
What
I think that's
just
fair.
happened?
What?
No, I do find this interesting because they're far from the first people to adopt this technology. The technology is being utilized right now, actually, McDonald's, where they're using their new smart board, which is going to be rolled out to various stores, where it is not only watching facial recognition, but it has microphones that can hear like pitch of voice so they can hear kids, so they can start displaying Happy Meals on the board. They also track your license plate now, so they're storing that information. So as you pull up, they will pull up your last things that you looked at in that vehicle.
I've got 2 different license plates. I can make this work.
Yes. So it is terrifying in the degree of, like, there's so much information out here. It is convenient. It is very nice, and it's cool technology. Because, of course, like, being able to walk up to the Home Hub and just be like, oh, yeah, that's my calendar, and then walk away and not have to do anything else,
Yeah.
fantastic.
Yep.
Yeah, great.
We'll
We'll talk about that part later. I have a really
McDonald's?
funny joke that I can't talk about right now.
Okay.
Okay. Now, so the big concern, obviously, with this is going to be privacy.
Yeah.
Google's already been under fire a little bit regarding the voice tracking as it is and identifying it, because the big concern apparently lately has been the use of your voice model from your home popping up in other people's houses
Yeah.
where your voice model is not supposed to be registered.
Yeah.
Now, Google's claim here is that they don't any kind of voice matching and any kind of facial recognition, to come with this new device. Nothing leaves the device.
See, that's what I was worried
For
about.
the real-time tracking, which to me, like knowing how graphics processing works, that kind of thing, can be done on smaller processors like that. It just can't be done very quickly.
Yeah.
So it depends on what kind of hardware they're putting in this. If they're just putting like basic low-level light hardware, that kind of thing, like a Raspberry Pi type stuff, I'm gonna call BS on that. But
Yeah.
Well, the processing might happen on one end, but then it might actually only be stored on the other.
Well, but the idea is, doesn't matter if it gets transferred through, it can be stored on both ends. And realistically, like
It most likely is.
if they're streaming it to the cloud, now realistically, you're going to know if they're streaming it to the cloud because it's going to chew up your data like it's nobody's business. But if it does stream to the cloud, for example, there's a massive security concern there because that they could be storing audit data of pictures of you online without your knowledge.
Yeah.
I'll give them a show.
But
Well-
they try to make up for it, with features of like let me give a gesture of like putting my hand out towards the home to tell it to pause or stop whatever I'm doing, that kind of thing. Like if you're casting something to television or playing music, you can do like this and it'll stop, or you can
See, that's kind of cool.
like do hand gestures to do different things.
Truly the Wizard of Oz over here. Pay no attention to the man behind the curtain. We have cool hand gestures. You did jokingly refer to this, though, because we were talking about it before the show, and you're like, well, if someone enters your home, do you need to have a sign stating, like, hey,
Because
Google's
consent.
recording? Because guess what? They are.
Well, not only that, but you don't have a choice of where that data is going. You
Yeah.
did not give your personal consent. And if they decide to use that data in any other particular way without your consent, that could be a problem.
And-
can you imagine if you just had a really sexy voice, right? You had that guy that does the
Will
trailers
Arnett.
for movies, right?
Will
Or
Arnett's
Will
voice,
Arnett's
yeah.
voice, for instance. And they're like, oh, yeah, we just figured out who Will Arnett was, and we just listened to him for, like, I don't know, the past 3 years. So now Will Arnett's voice is now our Google voice. You're in trouble.
Yeah. Well, I mean, I think this just is leading to a more interesting time. Not, I guess, more interesting, but an interesting time in the sense of like we have never come across these issues as a society, as a people.
Right.
It's always has
It's too
been.
fast.
There's a fairly
Got
easy.
too many old white guys in there who can't keep up.
Too many old white guys. It's always been the problem in my life. There's this fine line that has always been easy to kind of judge because if, the worst case scenario is you had the police wiretapping your home, which is illegal without the proper warrants. And like, I'm just
Yeah.
saying that it would
That's a
have
big
been-
deal, but other people are going to blow it off.
It is a-
because it's easy.
I'm not saying that it's not a big deal. I'm saying that we are well past that at this point. We have an organization of thousands of people who literally have access to this data. And I know that they do some sort of obfuscation, but if anybody's able to
We actually
reverse
had
engineer
a
that,
story
like-
about
Yeah,
this
yeah, yeah.
obfuscation that didn't work. They had actual recordings from Microsoft
Yeah.
that were actually pulled.
Contractors actually listening to
Yeah.
actual recordings.
So we know it doesn't work well all the time. And how many contractors does Microsoft pay to study the Cortana? I'm
Don't
sure
have
there's
it
a
in
number
my
out
head.
there.
Yep.
So
So last bit I want to touch on with this, because I just thought this was the creepiest thing.
It
Because
is.
apparently you can use the camera as one of your Nest cameras, and be able to view that camera as a security camera from other devices, like your phone,
Yeah.
Android TV, that kind of thing.
wouldn't that technically mean
So-
that data is leaving that device?
I have it. Well, no,
It's
no, no.
being streamed at that point in time from that device.
I think that's an internal thing. Well, yeah, I guess if it's going to your phone remotely, yeah. I'd be curious to know how that works then.
Yeah.
But no, my concern is I have it in my bedroom.
Like I said earlier,
What
give
if
them
somebody
a
else in
show,
the house
bud.
just goes, "Show me what's going on in Mark's bedroom"?
They'll get a nice show.
Yep.
I don't think you guys want to know what I actually do before the podcast. So
It involves a golf club, a swing, and a mannequin.
Yeah. A vibrating hand. It's very bizarre.
vibrating golf club.
There you
There you go. How do you think he gets that yardage? Wink. I definitely did.
Gas is the size of a Folgers can.
Wink.
All right.
This is a fascinating topic, and it seems to pop up more and more with the Big G. But they're not alone. I mean, you have the Alexa Show or the Echo Show, right? I mean, I imagine that is also going to have similar technology.
It doesn't point inside, so my Alexa points off into the windows where I can still see it, but it's off to the side, so it's not watching me.
So it's not
But it's
watching you while
listening
you're
to
in your
me.
chair. Yeah.
No, it can listen to me whack off. I don't
Yeah,
care. It's not
there
going
you
to
go.
watch me do it.
There you go. Now you know that you can't watch unless you pay him.
That's right. Nothing in this world is free.
Everything has a price.
Nothing's true.
And a cost.
Everything's permitted.
Just a gift.
I am interested to see what it is they're going to go with next because, as you were saying, they're already having issues with their voice recognition. I mean, we already know they're having issues with just how they handle data in general and the fact that they're practically a monopoly at this point.
I mean, they're not issues if they're really, able to just continue to do it. So
I would say their issues just not being addressed because, once again, it's the Wizard of Oz. Pay no attention to the man behind the curtain.
exactly. There you go. It's whatever. Party tricks and everything will win you over. No big deal.
I would.
But I can't lie. It's convenient.
Yeah,
it is,
absolutely, 100%. But what point in time does that
Oh, yeah.
convenience really stop you from wanting to give away your privacy? What major thing is gonna have to happen until people go, okay, we really have to look at this because, I mean, we should be doing that now, but what is gonna have to happen for us to have to really get to that point?
I mean, people for years decades really, been buying clothes from child labor in sweatshops, so I don't think they're going to give a hot shit about
not.
Google's privacy.
But you know what will make them want to change their mind? Money. When people start stealing money and being able to do other stuff using computers, it's gonna be
Speaking of money,
Oh my God.
John, why don't you talk about your topic?
absolutely.
Honestly, for a second, like you said it so fluidly, I was like, "That's a perfect segue. Wow, that must be your topic or something like that." And then you paused. I was like, "Oh, never mind."
Yeah.
I appreciate you being responsible and allowing me to curtail you today.
100%.
Yeah.
Deepfake voice used to steal over $240,000 in the first ever AI powered heist.
Boom.
There you go. Now you got something to be afraid of. Rich people.
Interesting.
Your money's about to be stolen.
Also, Hollywood, you can pay us for that title for your next film, AI Heist.
That's right. Deepfake was used to mimic a company executive's voice to get another employee to wire transfer the money to an off-site account.
So incredible.
So this, the voice was not only copied, it did not just copy the voice, it also the sound, the likeness of this person's
Yeah.
voice, even his German accent, which is
That's
why this person
incredible.
believed it so much. This was a manager that did this, so they had responsibilities enough to be able to transfer this kind of money willy nilly, and of course they used an excuse like, "We need to pay this bill, or we're going to end up occurring really large late fees, and we don't want to do that. So send this money to this account, get it dealt with." And a lot of executives will say, "I want this done today, get it done now." So that's not an unheard thing. I have been in the presence of watching this happen
100%.
many times. So the employee thought it was strange, but they believed it. It was them calling from a phone number that they trusted. It was a voice that they understood.
the phone
The
and
soundness,
spoofing
the
the voice.
German
Everything
accent.
apparently that can be spoofed now. Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, at this point in time now, I mean, I can literally spoof your number and talk to your mom, and she might actually believe it was me if I talk like a goober.
You're not wrong. You also have to have a slight nasally voice like right now because I'm a little under the weather.
I would do that and just tell her I was sick, and she would totally believe me.
I know.
But social media is working on actually preventing AI-powered deepfakes from tricking users into believing false information right now. I mean, we have multiple companies working on this. I mean, we have Google Duo that's working on their assistant stuff for the AI assistant. That they make phone calls for them and stuff. I think it was called Duo.
No. Duo's their
What was it
Duo's
called?
the video chat platform.
Isn't it just
You're the Google man. Give it to me.
you're the G man?
You know
Oh no,
all the
he's
G's.
gonna come and steal us.
Oh God, stop using those words. Anyway, just
Wouldn't
to
those
give
be
you an
O's?
idea, like right now we are not safe based on just information like your voice, your location, your phone number, your address. Anything can be used against you. And
No-
all they have to do is give you just enough information for it to be believable.
Nothing is real. Nothing is real.
This is the
Verify
Matrix.
everything.
So I mean, to clarify with this though, it's less of a hack than it is
No, it's
than it is social
It's a
engineering.
manipulation.
Yeah.
It's social engineering, but it's definitely a very advanced and the first of its kind up to this point. So
So how are you going to do with this now?
Well,
it's hacking the human mind.
see, this is where
Psychology.
nobody wants to deal with the I guess required attention for two-factor and the required security, that extra layer that comes with two-factor.
It definitely comes
Or
with
other alternatives.
Right.
Yeah.
Like, I don't know, if you're going to require them to transfer a ton of money, why don't you require them to physically be there to some
You
extent?
have to understand,
or
a lot of
like,
companies, this isn't a ton of money. This is like a piss in a pot.
Yeah, 240,000.
They're like, this is normal. This isn't anything
it's only-
outside of the
it
normal.
was 240 grand. Oh,
Yeah,
I missed
not
that.
mil. That would be crazy.
Yeah.
But at the same time, like, it's a totally believable number for a shipment of computers, for instance. And it's like, yeah, we had a shipment of computers go to a location on site. They came from this area. We have to pay this account, or we're going to end up incurring late fees. Get it done.
Yeah.
Okay, not a problem, man. Done.
240,000.
I mean, in a world of yes men,
Oh,
that's what
100%.
you're gonna get.
Yeah.
So
Well-
unless you protect yourself by installing these 2-factor or 3-factor authentication processes, you're gonna get screwed one way or another.
I mean,
Yeah.
I mean, it's not the
there's-
first time. There was one with I think it was Facebook and I think Google. They actually had fake invoices being turned
Yeah,
in,
yeah.
and this is one step past that point, and they got
So-
millions of dollars.
Because I mean, like, for something like this, two-factor is definitely an easy way to go. RSA token, little things where you push the button
Yep.
and 6 numbers pop up.
Yep.
It's a physical piece of hardware. Or better yet, they have apps for it on your phone.
Yep.
That makes it super easy. If you're doing something digital, YubiKeys and that kind of stuff, even more secure, that kind of thing. Even doing something as simple like in a phone call scenario, asking for that 6-digit code, or honestly doing something as simple as, hey, let me call you back.
Yep.
Yeah,
Like in that scenario, would have prevented a phone number spoof in
Agreed.
that scenario. You
Yeah.
know,
100%. And I guarantee would exist now.
yeah. But
I mean, their insurance company was involved. It didn't say what company this was, by the way. 'Cause
Yeah, of
obviously
course
they
not.
probably don't want to be embarrassed, and they actually don't want to give anybody the
no,
hint
actually, if
that
anything,
dumb.
whatever news outlet probably got a hold of this had to like pry teeth to be able to get this information.
News
Because
Journal, the Wall Street Journal.
no, oh, well, there you go. No, but what I'm saying is like no bank wants to publicly disclose this information. Like,
Yeah,
No. Well, I mean, again, as we're talking about personal responsibility on companies, but also individuals, and that's true for pretty much everything at this point. I mean, there's a wonderful video that has gone around forever in which Obama gives some short speech, says peace out, drops the mic,
Yeah,
and then
yeah.
walks out the door and kicks the door as he's leaving. That's a deep fake video that someone compiled
he
together.
skateboards off like
Yeah.
2/3 away across the stage, kicks it up or whatever, catches it, and then kicks out the door.
But that's one of
who
so
doesn't
many.
want to see that though?
Oh, it's incredible
Oh, yeah.
entertainment, but that's not real. Is what you need to know, and that does come down to your own personal responsibility of understanding what technology's out there.
And,
Oh,
and
yeah.
the things that could help us with this, and again, I say it all the time, our education system could be helping
Yep.
us out. This is real world stuff we're going to teach you. This is what credit is. This is how to avoid getting screwed on the line.
Yeah.
Like, think for yourself. This is a
Take-
class. Think for yourself 101.
Public education system, take notes.
Yeah, right.
This is literally
Yeah.
every
Betsy
generation.
DeVos, take notes.
This is literally our generation, or what our generation's been screaming about. I think for 2 decades now.
Yeah, 100%. You can hire us. We'll whip those kids into shape, and I mean literally whip them. I'm not afraid of it.
Catholic style, 1990.
I did not sign up for this.
That's what he thinks.
Yeah. Remember that sign, the paper I gave you before?
Ooh. I do.
We go to Castle McCulloch, boy.
There are some other because I feel like there are a few more avenues that have not been invaded just yet that probably will be. Because we've got voice now,
We keep saying some sexual words on this cast.
text, video. I guess that is kind of the whole avenue. No,
I mean, other than
you got email, you got text, you got cell phone. I mean,
when that, we got voice, video,
yeah,
text.
they're kind of hitting
It's
all the spots right here.
Yeah.
Yep. I mean, well,
I would hate to be a
communication mediums.
celebrity today.
Yeah. I mean, shit, Robert Downey Jr. got his Twitter hacked the other day, or
yeah.
Instagram hacked the
Yeah.
other
Well,
day.
this is why Twitter does things like verify accounts now.
Uh huh.
Like you have to get in contact with them through some other type of official method or whatever.
There was a who's the guy who plays Hawkeye? Jeremy Reiner.
Yeah.
There was a Jeremy Reiner app that was developed a year ago. And the Jeremy Reiner app, the whole point of it was that it would allow you to keep tabs on him and communicate with him.
That is creepy.
But he ended up shutting it down this past week because so many people were creating false accounts or finding ways to get around accounts and putting stuff out there with like Jeremy Reiner and then it would be like, oh, I love porn. I love watching porn or stuff like that. And there's like 13-year-old girls on there and stuff. And it's funny. Classic comedy bit, yada, yada, yada. But at the same time, like that's the level that you have to go to understand of, hey, guess what? Not everyone is going to be nice. Not all this technology is safe. You really do have to have an understanding that it's easy to create these fake accounts. It's easy to impersonate people.
Like I never followed Donald Trump at all before that election that occurred.
You'd probably believe his Twitter was fake.
Yeah, no, 100%. When it said @real Donald Trump, I was like, this is fake. And I'm like, why do they keep quoting? Do they not realize that that's the fake Twitter? I'm like, well, no, it's real?
Oh, that's like
oh my God, he's a moron.
That's like the organization anyway that we'd seen around Charlotte here, Charlotte Esports.
Oh yeah.
Their handle on Twitch is literally Charlotte or CLT_esports_real.
Real.
Because somebody else, I guess, has already taken
The other one,
CLT esports, whatever, so they had to go with real.
Well, it's just like the .com where people were just buying up names and stuff like that. Like,
oh yeah, what do they call them? Digital squatters, something squatters.
Yeah, there's another word for it too, though. I know what you're saying. I don't remember. Not important.
Plotter squatters.
Plotter squatters is what they will be called on this show from now on.
Plotter
I'm good. I appreciate it. It is the perfect level there to cure my ails. Ail my cures. Moving on to the final topic of the show.
Probably the biggest of the week.
The important shit. I don't know if it's the biggest news of the week, but it's the one that's going to take up the most time more than likely. Nintendo had another Direct this month. This is one of their kind of like quarterly Directs where they went over quite a bit of stuff, including the fact that you can now play Super Nintendo games on your Switch if you have their online system.
Yeah.
So if you pay $20 a year for their online, you now have the NES library and the SNES library.
It's getting better.
It is.
Thank God.
The NES library has about 40 games, I believe, at this point. The SNES library only has 20.
Yeah.
And they announced also that they would no longer be releasing them in a monthly fashion because previously they were releasing like a batch here, a batch there.
Yeah.
This will be sporadic with their releases from now on.
Interesting.
That's good. Let's not expect anything.
I think it's not the worst thing in the world if they can prove within the first month that they will be releasing new games. But,
Agreed with that.
but we shall see.
You have to prove to us that you were still like again, like it's still not worth $20 to me. I have the SNES collection, which is there's not everything is transferred obviously, but
If you have Twitch Prime, which you get with Amazon Prime, you can get it 12 months for free. So
Oh wow, okay.
definitely look into that because that's how I have it.
yeah.
Because I agreed with you up until the SNES thing,
Yeah.
and now I'm like, all right, I'll pay $20.
We'll find out. But again, there's so many games being played right now. How much time do you think you're actually going to devote to the SNES games?
There's
probably 3 on there.
15 minutes the other day, sir.
Oh my goodness.
Thank you.
That's more time than he spends talking to me on the phone in a week.
Well, I mean, define phone, because if we're talking about a phone call,
Right.
yes.
If you guys are
If
if you guys are talking about Marco Polo, you two have a conversation in the happy hour chat for more than 15 minutes. And I have to, find my way through the rest of it at some point. Suddenly I look at my phone and there's 55 unread.
But it's all fun, right? I enjoy it.
Of the 20 games, there is The Legend of Zelda Link's Awakening, Super Metroid, Super Mario World, Super Ghouls and Ghosts, Super Mario
so
Kart,
You wanna be a
and
pro
Yoshi's
platforming?
Island, along with other things. Pilot Wings and F-Zero are also in there. So I noticed that there's a very glaring omission of a couple of Squaresoft-owned games.
Yeah, well, that's
Final
expected.
Fantasy. Interesting. And Chrono Trigger, yes. Whew, man, my brain.
Chrono Cross.
And they also are selling SNES controllers that are compatible with the Switch.
Which
Oh,
is
wow,
totally
okay.
cool. Wireless, beautiful looking controllers. Wish they did that with the SNES right off the bat, but
They
wasn't really a thing at the time.
no,
Yeah.
I meant the SNES Classic.
Well, the
Oh.
problem with the NES ones is that you had to buy them through Nintendo Store only, and to charge them, you had to take these clunky controllers and put them on the side of the Switch.
It's
It
the
was the
dumbest
dumbest thing I've ever seen. Whereas with the SNES controllers, are like you just use micro USB. Just plug it
Wait,
in.
the full size controller
yes,
attached?
100%.
yeah.
And you
Why?
can't use the Switch that way. It's literally only to charge them.
Yep.
I mean,
Why would
it's
you
almost
want
like charging the Apple Pencil, the long way out the bottom of an iPad only.
Yes. Yes. They touched base on a few more Smash Ultimate things. One, they announced that Terry from Fatal Fury will be coming. Terry's actually a fairly well-known character. He's been a cameo in about 30 games that are not Fatal Fury. So anybody who knows the franchise will be very excited about that. They also did announce that they will be bringing more DLC fighters. So they originally announced 4. They've shown 3, right? No, they've shown all 4. So we will now be getting another round of DLC fighters, which is cool. I mean, the fact that they called this Super Smash Bros. Ultimate, I felt like this had to be a platform, not necessarily like a game that they're going to release a sequel to. So with them continuing to release stages and characters this way, I am totally down for
I'm
that.
surprised they didn't announce an Overwatch character.
I am too, considering the fact that they did announce that Overwatch is coming to Switch.
Yep.
I think John and I talked about this briefly beforehand, which is I don't think I would want to play Overwatch on Switch,
Not personally, no.
but I can see people who are excited about it. So
Yeah.
and anything on Switch sells.
My point is like you're not like okay, you have the option to one the Wi-Fi card on that thing sucks. So you're telling me that you're going to be
so good.
trying to walk around in places using a crappy Wi-Fi card trying to play an online shooter game? I don't think so. And if you're at home, you already play Overwatch. You're probably going to play it on the thing that you already have all the stuff that you bought for it on there that has hardwired Wi-Fi or Wi-Fi.
I was going to say, short of them implementing Battle.net to give you the ability to synchronize your profile with, then what's the point?
Exactly.
Yep.
So,
But
and you have to rebuy the game.
Yeah. It's cool that they're actually putting more content on there. I'm all about Blizzard and embracing the Switch because not for current games, but for whatever they release next.
it can't be Skyrim. Not everyone can be Skyrim.
You're right. You are absolutely correct. Not everyone can be Skyrim, which is also on Switch.
I mean, it might get,
Which is on everything.
I mean,
Including your refrigerator.
The only reason I think that they're doing this is just to get kids who are their first
100%,
console
100%.
to get the Overwatch feel
And-
to get into that.
And again, when they announce Overwatch 2, it'll be released on Switch with everyone else.
Yeah.
When they announce Diablo 4, it'll be on Switch with everyone else. Like that is their goal right now, is to try and build
Yeah.
a platform, build
I
a
get
portfolio.
it. I just feel like it was kind of a waste of time with Overwatch feeling like it's kind of on the way out, in my opinion.
Blizzard doesn't have anything released on the Switch, do they?
They do the Diablo 3.
Oh, right.
Yeah.
right.
And we
But
do.
that would be it.
But that's it.
Yeah.
Yeah. And then how old's Diablo 3 now?
Diablo 3 was released in 2014, I want to say.
Yeah.
No,
It was
2013.
It was. I would say I thought it was earlier.
2013
than that. Yeah.
because it came out on PC and then a year later came to console, and that's when they fixed everything.
Yeah, I
the
remember you
superior
guys
version
playing
was
that
on
game.
console. It's sad to say, but it's true. That's a great game. I actually enjoy that game a bit. May go back and platinum it with my wife.
I can't believe you haven't already. Everybody else platinum.
I know. That's why I got to force her to drag me through it. Another Wii U gem is coming to Switch. This would be Tokyo Mirage Sessions. This is a game made in collaboration with Nintendo and Atlas, the people who make Persona. So you better believe this man is very excited about that. It's interesting because there's almost no Wii U exclusives anymore because they've all been ported to Switch.
Yeah, it makes sense.
This is a very cult classic that I don't think either of you know, but Deadly Premonitions is coming to
Sounds
Switch.
familiar, actually.
And the sequel will also be coming to Switch.
But no, I do not. I can't remember off the top of my
It
head.
is a very obscure game that is a bad game in a majority of people's opinions that is also very much beloved. So it's like
It's a cult classic.
Yeah, B horror movie where people are like, this is a terrible film, but it's fantastic and you should watch / play
like
it.
Push.
One of my favorite things in the world was announced, which is the Assassin's Creed Rebel Collection.
Yes.
Black Flag and Rogue will be coming in one port to the Switch.
Interesting.
Cannot wait. I've always wanted to play Rogue.
Yeah.
I have it on the PS3. I have no desire to play it on the PS3, where I can play it in my hand, on my couch, while I'm having a drink, and the wife's playing something else on the TV or watching a movie.
Yeah, don't get me wrong. I'm totally glad that they're doing that, but at the same time, like I don't want to play an Assassin's Creed on the Switch. I want to play it on my PlayStation.
I understand. You're wrong, but I get it.
no, I'm not.
That's your opinion.
A shitty one.
Divinity
But it's yours.
Original Sins 2 Definitive Edition is now available on Switch. I actually picked this up on PS4 this weekend and played it with my wife and our friend Brian.
Yep.
It is a turn-based isometric RPG. So it's like Diablo, except no action combat. So you enter combat, and it's D&D to the T, where if you try to run from enemies, they get an attack of opportunity, so they can deal damage to you.
Interesting.
You have like a certain amount of luck and rolls and stats. It is incredibly in depth. it is very frustrating sometimes.
It's on sale right now for $30.
Yeah, it's definitely worth diving into if you are into that nitty gritty. Like, I want numbers and just playing around with numbers. They have all kinds of really cool characters. They created 6 characters that you can pick up one of them to play through their story, or you can create your own character and recruit them along the way.
That's pretty cool.
Which is really cool. They have undead characters, lizard people, like all kinds of crazy cool stuff. I'm a lizard person, a lizard woman actually.
He's talking
Wink.
about real life,
Wink
not
first
in the
time.
game.
Correct. So that's very cool. Enjoy it. Game Freak, who is known mostly for their Pokemon games, will be bringing the Little Town Hero. It'll come out October 16th. And apparently they're doing a collaboration with Toby Fox, the creator of Undertale. He's doing some music for the game, which is kind of cool. Okay. Bethesda's re-releasing Doom 64. Pete Hines came on television for 2.5 seconds to be like, hey, here's some more Doom. I love that man so much.
Doom.
So Pete Hines is their HR representative, I think. Or no, he's head of marketing at Bethesda. And I will never forget when the first like Wolfenstein, the new one came out. So New Order, not
New Blood.
New Blood. Is it New Blood?
It's Old Blood and New Colossus.
Yeah, Old Blood. So when Old Blood came out, and he was talking about how the game is about punching Nazis, and someone's like interviewing him. Well, I mean, in this like really calamitous, because this is 2016 when the election's going on, and we have people with torches and in Virginia. And he's like, "Do you think that's a little politically like rough?" He's like, "No, they're Nazis. F Nazis." And I was like, "You're the man."
Yeah.
Oh, so good. Star Wars Jedi Knight 2 Jedi Outcast is being ported to Switch, and it was confirmed for PS4 as well. So that is a cult classic that some fans will be very excited about.
Including our friend Michael.
Our friend Michael. They showed off some new Sword and Shield Pokemon stuff that I'm not going to get too nerdy about, but I'm very excited about. Include Cramorant looks really cool. Animal Crossing New Horizons has a update that looks like it'll be coming out here March 20th. This one I am very excited about, and it's not. It's a WoW. Oh, that's a different one. It looks like the Return of the Obra Dinn. So this is a PC exclusive right now.
Okay.
But it is coming to Switch, and it is where you play as someone who works for the East India Trade Company, who is investigating a ship full of dead people. And it's all first person, but you have a watch that allows you to replay the last so many seconds of their life. So the whole goal is to investigate the ship to determine it. But there's no definitive like ending. Like there's a way you can successfully investigate everyone and find an ending. But whatever it is that you come up with at the end of your time with the game is the conclusion. So you don't get docked for getting the wrong ending. So if you go in and you only investigate 2 bodies and you're like, well, this person killed everyone, and then you leave, that's the ending according to your playthrough.
I've heard this game was really cool.
It looks really cool. So
I mean, like then the question is, how many different types of playthroughs are there in this? Like
a lot.
Yeah.
No kidding.
So coming to Switch, I'm very excited to pick that up. I actually almost broke down and played it on PC. Thank God I didn't.
Didn't want to become one of them.
Yeah, of course. And the final big reveal was a Wii game is getting ported to Switch with brand new graphics. It is the Xenoblade Chronicles Definitive Edition. This is the game that they released on the new 3DS that looked terrible, and I could not play for longer than 30 minutes. So I'm very excited to see what the Switch version looks like. The graphical update looks incredible. So overall,
it's okay. Like I'm okay with it. It's just not great for me, I guess. Personally.
Yeah. And so this has very much felt like Square Enix's E3 press conference to me, where so many announcements are made.
Yeah.
So many of these are good announcements. They're just far from for everyone.
It's definitely a scatter shot. They got a little bit of everyone.
Yeah.
And that's what honestly, that's really what they needed. They just needed a giant news outlet that said, hey, we got a little bit of everything for everyone.
But then each person had, like, every different type of gamer out there has something that they can take back with them.
Yep.
Yeah.
Well, and not only that, like they have Zelda coming out in a handful of days. What's the 9th today? So we have 11 days, from today when we're recording. They have Pokemon after that. Luigi's Mansion falls in October. Like they're good.
They're fine.
They don't need to announce any more games.
I think there's 20 titles coming out between now and the end of the year.
They just want to go ahead and be like, hey, by the way, also, fun fact, because I'm just a little spoiler here. I will be talking about Tokyo Game Show next episode because in 2 days that starts, and whoo doggy, people are flying out. They're getting ready. Cannot wait.
Okay. I'm excited.
But now I think it's time for last call.
Last call!
You don't have to go home, but you can't stay here. I want you to know the new bell ringing technique. Perfect.
Yeah. Worked out great.
Of course, we have a couple of shout outs, but first we have to discuss with our special guest here, coming from the dispatcher himself.
All right. So this week we are drinking highballs.
Delicioso.
Chewy.
Out of highball glasses.
Yeah.
This is a highball glass, in case you're wondering, folks. What's in a highball?
Huh?
What's in a highball?
Highball. Highball is if you take a tall cylindrical glass, go about 2 ounces ish, that kind of thing. I generally put some ice at the bottom and just go like kind of to the top of the ice, a little bit higher than that maybe, and then top it off to the rest of the way with ginger ale.
Man after my own heart.
It is generally done with rye whiskey and ginger ale, but we're doing it with some more of that Angel's Envy that we enjoyed at the during the game night. So wonderful drink. Wanted to go with something a little bit cooler, a little bit more refreshing, that kind of thing.
Let me show you what a highball glass looks like.
I'm gonna laugh. If
so
I'm gonna laugh if it's a tall cylinder. Yeah, it's a tall
That's
cylindrical
not a tall.
glass.
It's almost just as
We
wide
can
as it
fight
is tall.
after the show, folks. Okay, moving on. We do have a couple of shout-outs that we would like to discuss. Of course, our boy Resilience, Resilience, spelled with a 1 instead of an L, is the streamer of the month for the Strange Gaming Network.
Rizawanians.
What?
Rizawanians.
Rizawanians, that is correct. He is still working his way through WoW Classic. Apparently, he has just reached level 40. It's very
Man,
exciting.
He's
Pounding
cranking
through
out.
it because I've heard other individuals at my work talk about it, and they're like, "Yeah, I'm a level 20, level 30." So,
Yeah.
good on you, bro.
Yeah, man.
We also want to talk about our brand new show that we have, Co-op Crew, which has a wonderful, really cool trailer that was released today, which is the 9th of September. 2 episodes are out currently. You will be able to find them at both Tumbleweed and Predator 4010 at their respective channels on YouTube. We will, I hope, compile a playlist. We'll have to talk to our people because it can be kind of confusing. But it's really cool. They're playing A Way Out, a game that John and I have thoroughly enjoyed. We'll continue to play
Definitely
eventually.
a fun game to watch other people play.
Oh my god! Why, like watching Kepley, the old Tumbleweed, try to do the Olympics with a button press. Oh, fantastic! You can
feel your
see
pain.
you can see it in the little trailer
Brett didn't
too.
have to do that.
Find the link for that down in the description.
Absolutely. And of course, there are 2 Humble Bundles. I talked about them last week. They're still around. There's the Spooky Bundle, which if you spend the full $10, you get Inside plus 6 more games. Inside is well worth
It's
your $10.
worth it alone, yeah.
And then there's the RPG Bundle, which comes with Pillars of Eternity and Borderlands. For that, you have to spend, I think it was $17 at last check. It's the average payout, but you still get 7 games, including Cat's Quest, Pillars of Eternity, and Borderlands. Those games alone will take you well over 200 hours to beat. So,
Oh, yeah.
highly,
A lot of work
highly
in that.
recommend that.
Definitely worth it.
And finally, to end the show, we're going to talk about our question of the week, which is, what is the weirdest thing you have ever eaten on vacation?
One vacation. Honestly, I think one of the weirdest things I've ever eaten was at a small restaurant near home.
Okay. Were you on vacation?
No.
Not applicable. I'm just kidding. Go ahead.
So, Asian buffet. Walk up, and I guess in the seafood area, they had little squids, like whole squids that were cooked.
Okay.
Yeah.
Like, I'd never seen that
Were they
before.
dead
that
or
kind of thing.
alive?
Dead, of course.
Cooked.
Cooked. Cooked alive. Alive, but still cooked.
Got it.
Like a good lobster.
Yeah, exactly. No, so honestly, the strangest part was that like you could get into the rest of like the squid, and that was the easy part. You know, they were a
Yeah.
little soft up there. The meat was pretty good, but the tentacles were kind of the weirdest part because whenever they cook them, I guess like I guess they fried it at some point because the tentacles, being as small as they were, just went stiff.
Uh-huh. Yeah.
Yeah.
And then like you try to eat it, and then like one of the little suckers or whatever like catches you on the tongue or whatever, and it's just like yanking at you.
That's
Go.
great.
No, but that was one of the stranger things I think I've ever had.
Okay. That's really good. Do you have one?
I don't eat strange things. You guys are weird. Actually, probably the weirdest thing I ever ate on a vacation would be a fried Twinkie.
When did you do this and where?
Santa Cruz, I was in high school. I was skinny enough to be called handsome, and I had long, long hair.
You'll always be handsome in my eyes.
Yeah, that was definitely like, it stopped your heart.
Yeah.
It was bad, but it was good. It was just really, it was fair food. We were over at Santa Cruz. We were on the boardwalk, and they had like fried Oreos and fried Twinkies, everything fried.
See, I've had fried Oreos and I hate them.
Yeah, I'm not a
because
fan
the
of Oreos.
the
You shut
oil
your mouth.
gets into the cookie and causes it to crumble. So you like take a bite and it just like melts. I'm like, ugh.
Yeah,
That's
no.
kind of the
What I
point.
want from an
Ugh.
Oreo is the crunch.
Yeah.
yeah.
So did the oil get into like the cream filling in the middle?
It was like a giant soppy mess.
Yeah, I don't know.
I did not enjoy it. Like, and also, I think it also depends on your skill.
Yeah.
How fresh your fryer is. Like, you know, I mean, everything comes into account. What kind of oil you're using. You know.
Here's the fat that I am. I used to take Snickers and Milky Way bars
Yeah.
and put them in pancake
You did those
batter with some cinnamon and fry them, and they were fucking incredible.
That actually sounds kind of wonderful.
But that was not on my vacation, which makes it worse. So I don't have a like vacation. I do try new things, but they're rarely strange. I don't
Yeah.
think like I haven't been to Scotland and tried haggis yet, so I haven't really gone out there, and I haven't traveled a whole lot in Asia. However, I will say this last, not the last work trip, but the work trip beforehand, in which I went to Canada for my company. We were traveling, and we decided to go to a dim sum place. And at the dim sum place, they had durian fruit on their menu.
Okay.
Durian fruit is the fruit that smells like death. It smells terrible. It's supposed to be god awful. And so I've heard of this fruit before, and I was like, you know what? I don't have a very good sense of smell.
He doesn't.
This seems like the perfect food for me to try.
I
So
can fart right now. He wouldn't know it.
what happens with durian fruit is that they take the fruit and they whip it because it comes into this like custard like texture, and so they take that, put it into a puff pastry, and fry it.
Oh, yeah. Then it'd be fine.
So you would think so.
Oh, no.
Con Shallins was someone who decided to try this with me.
You look like you're having an aneurysm for a second. Trying to say that.
It took me a second to figure it out. So he took the first bite and was like, "Oh, it's fine. Like it's really not that bad." And I was like, "Okay." I believe because he bit into one. Well,
He
no,
just
because I
didn't
bit
wanna-
in my own.
He
I
didn't
was-
want to be the
yeah.
only one.
So I went ahead and took a bite and nearly vomited immediately. Because the smell doesn't like it wasn't that I could smell it, it's just that it invaded my
It gets
palate.
into your olfactory.
Everything. And immediately, like both of them were looking at me like, "You gonna be okay?" And I was just give me yeah.
I don't want to open my mouth.
I need things that I could wash this down with because it was so awful. Awful. How is this a delicacy? Because there's literally a man who stole like 5 durian fruit 10 years ago and now runs a durian fruit empire over in Asia, and they sell it like crazy. Yeah, nuts. But that's not the only weird thing we ate, because we later went to an Asian restaurant and he had sauteed sea cucumber. Con Shallins
Interesting.
did. And so I decided, I was like, I wasn't feeling adventurous. I'm going to have the normal food, but I will try your sauteed sea cucumber. And it tastes a lot like squid.
Yeah.
Yeah. It's a little bit crunchier, which is a weird thing to say.
Okay.
It wasn't bad. I probably wouldn't eat it again.
Yeah.
I'd be interested to try it.
Same thing with me and like urchin or like
Yeah.
octopus. Like it's fine. I like calamari. It's fine.
Con Shallins decided that he was going to have I don't know. Yeah, Sean Kane. I don't know. Con Shane. Con Shane. Then he was going to have him, for his first time trying sushi, try squid. I was like, what the f is wrong with you? You don't do that to someone. That's terrible. If you ever want to try sushi, which I highly recommend because I love sushi in general,
Shrimp tempura. Well,
shrimp tempura, there's California rolls.
Yep.
even a dragon
Philly
roll.
roll.
If you're feeling
Go with
risky,
your
yeah.
basics.
Yeah.
Yeah.
If you're feeling adventurous, eel. Because it's got
Yeah.
a barbecue sauce, it's cooked all the way through, you're good to go.
Or even
I enjoy
soft
my-
shell crab. Soft shell
Yeah.
crab can't turn you wrong.
I enjoy my salmon, so I
Yeah.
recommend this.
Yeah.
Any kind
But-
of salmon rolls.
But don't.
Yeah,
It's
Philly.
like someone's like, hey, you should try sea urchin for your first sushi. No,
You're a
that's
jerk.
a bad idea. Don't
Yeah.
ever do that.
So last one, I think.
Okay.
So this one was actually on vacation, and this is probably the weirdest one I've had. We took a boat out to a small island to go snorkeling with or power snorkeling or whatever.
Yeah.
So we saw some stingrays and that kind of stuff, and they found a conch on the island.
They do it raw.
Yeah.
Oh, buddy.
No. I did it raw.
All right.
Because he took the knife or whatever and cut the conch out of
Uh-huh.
the shell.
It hands right to you.
And he's like, anybody want to try it? Anybody try it? That kind of thing. My mom's like, I know you'll do it. Just, like, whatever, go ahead. And that kind of thing. I was like, yeah, I got this. Honestly, nothing to it.
Yeah.
Like it was slimy, of course, but
Yeah.
like there wasn't anything to it. It looked like rice noodle, like Asian rice noodle,
Yeah.
like that clear rice noodle. Like that honestly wasn't that bad.
Yeah, Anthony Bourdain used to watch No Reservations. Love that show.
Yeah.
Great travel/cooking show where there's not a whole lot of cooking. It's just a lot of food.
Yeah.
And he traveled to an island, which they did the exact same
Yeah.
thing. They're on the beach and it's like, all right, we're just going to pull it out.
Yeah,
And he's like,
I
you're
mean,
not
he
going to
just-
saute it or anything? Like, no.
Yeah, he
you
just pulls out,
cut
cuts it,
off,
and yeah.
you enjoy. So that's awesome. That's really cool.
Yeah, yeah.
I
That's
actually
great.
do have one more. That was actually when I was in Hawaii.
Ba, 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 da.
I know, right? There's this fruit. It looks like a grenade.
Okay.
I forgot what the fruit was called. 'Cause I
Durian. No.
No.
It was probably a grenade.
Hey, check this out. Chew on that. But it's like this kind of like spiky fruit. It almost kind of had the texture of an apple and a pineapple mixed.
Interesting.
But the taste of it was pretty gross.
Oh, really?
I was not a fan. And they're like eating it like apples. And I was like, all for you, bro.
Yeah.
And we had blood sausage when we were in Ireland.
Yo, we
That
didn't
was
have blood
fairly
sausage.
adventurous.
Yeah.
Meh.
Yeah.
It was weird.
That's nothing like durian.
It looks like sausage. It ain't sausage.
It's not sausage. It is coagulated blood.
Our friend that we went out to breakfast with, she was
scab.
just watching me like waiting for it. I'm like, you're such
The
a
worst
jerk.
part is they have what they call black pudding and then white pudding.
Yeah,
That's racist.
Both of them are terrible. It is a little racist, but they are Irish.
But they are
That
Irish,
was
yeah.
also racist. Thank you so much for joining us for the show. Please let us know what is the weirdest food that you ever had on vacation or not vacation. We break the rules here all the time. The description is
are
to
rules?
the
They're more
left
like guidelines.
of the dispatcher,
Below.
and the comments are to the right of John. They're like angel wings behind me,
Below.
lifting me up to end this show. Cheers.
Cheers, brother.
Cheers.
Brothers.
That was a good one.
Was, but now I understand.
Yeah, here for you,
Well,
buddy.
it's got Bluetooth in there, so he can actually hear the porn playing on his phone.
Oh, hey, how are you, buddy?
That was quick, man.
Yeah.
Good for
You
you.
didn't need to touch me. That wasn't necessary.
This is how you make me feel. No shaky.
Oh.